Jovica Stanii is a Serbian former intelligence officer who served as the head of the State Security Service within the Ministry of Internal Affairs of Serbia from 1992 until 1998. He was removed from the position in October 1998, months before the outbreak of Kosovo War. Although very little was known about him during the 1990s, he is widely seen as the mastermind and conductor of controlled chaos during the large part of Yugoslav wars. Despite being the closest person to the president of Serbia Slobodan Milosevic, with enormous impact on wartime events, he kept permanent contacts with all the factors involved in the conflict. Allegedly, he was removed in 1998 from the key intelligence position due to disagreements with Mirjana Markovic and the Minister of Internal Affairs Vlatko Stojiljkovic, as he opposed the excessive use of force in Kosovo. Stanii is, together with Franko Simadovic, being prosecuted for war crimes in Croatia and Bosnia and Herzegovina in the period from 1991 to 1995. Before the International Criminal Tribunal for the former Yugoslavia has commenced on 13 June 2017. The base of Stanii and Simadovic's operations was revealed to be in western Bosnia, where they commanded regional forces. On 30 June 2021, he was found guilty under counts of murder, deportation, forcible transfer and persecution as crimes against humanity that occurred during the Bosanski Sumak ethnic cleansing, and sentenced to 12 years in prison. Stanii was born on 30 July 1950 in the village of Rakovo, Odzachi, SR Serbia, FPR Yugoslavia. His parents were of Montenegrin descent. From Bielopavlici, they have lived after the World War I in Kosovo, and migrated to back where Stanii was born following the World War II. He graduated from the University of Belgrade Faculty of Political Sciences in 1974 and got employed in the State Security Administration in 1975. Since he got employed within the Yugoslav State Security Administration in 1975, Stanii rose quickly through the ranks of the agency. During the Cold War, Yugoslav UDBA had a reputation for ruthlessness similar to its Soviet KGB counterpart. Between the mid-1960s and the breakup of Yugoslavia in 1990s, UDBA assassinated more than 100 Yugoslav political emigrants around the world, mostly in Western Europe and the United States. Many of these assassinations were performed by criminals who, in exchange for leniency about other crimes, did the dirty work for the country. With the breakup of Yugoslavia, a new agency, State Security Service, was formed in March 1991. He served as the deputy of head Zoran Janikovic within the newly established State Security Service of the Ministry of Internal Affairs of Serbia throughout 1991. Despite being a deputy, he was widely seen as de facto head of the agency. On 1 January 1992, he was appointed as the head of the agency while the Minister of Internal Affairs was Zoran Sokolovic. He stayed on that position until 26 October 1998. During that time, he also served as Assistant Minister of Internal Affairs of Serbia. In the beginning of the Yugoslav wars, State Security Service under Stanii established linked paramilitary units, including the Serb Volunteer Guard and Bosnia and Herzegovina, intended to forcibly remove non-Serbs from those areas. It was later made public in 2018 that Western Bosnia was in fact the main focus of Stanisic's military operations and that he and Franko Simadovic commanded regional forces during the POK operation in Kazanska Krajina, Bosnia between 1994 and 1995. A map showing 30 command posts which Stanii had set up in western Bosnia had been secretly intercepted from his command office in the village of Magasevakis, Croatia as well. These secret paramilitary units were trained in various training centers and were then deployed to locations in Croatia and Bosnia where they were subordinated to other Serb forces, in particular the local Serb territorial defense. Many of the recruits were veteran criminals, including Arkan, who was UDBA's assassin responsible for many hits across Western Europe in the 1970s and 1980s. after he was removed from the position in October 1998 due to disagreements with Mirjana Markovic and Minister of Internal Affairs Vlatko Stojiljković. He was appointed as the National Security Advisor of Serbia. In October 1998, Radomir Markovic became the new head of the agency. In 1999, the Kosovo War was intensified and the United States launched and led the NATO bombing of Yugoslavia, which lasted for 78 days and thus ended the war. Since then, Kosovo was not longer under control from FR Yugoslavia and was administrated under the United Nations Security Council Resolution 1244. From 1998 to 2000, in a series of mafia wars during the last years of Milosevic's rule, most of the prominent members of the Serbian underground, some of whom took part in the paramilitary units, and security officers were murdered under mysterious circumstances. These murders might have